Hi everyone, I wanted to share with you today the Fine Art Floral Suite out of the Stampin' Up! Catalog. So my name is Susan and I am going to show you all of the great things this set has to offer. To start with, lots of colors, lots and lots of colors. They only list 5 colors here. It's the January to June mini catalog 2021. There are only 5 colors listed, but there are actually like 15 that we have listed on our little sheet here. Colors that work with this suite really easily. So they probably didn't have space to write all of them in the catalog. That's what I'm thinking. So anyway, what we have are some super beautiful papers. Original artwork that was photographed by the Stampin' Up! Team. And they're all so pretty. There's this one here with the blue background, with the grays. I really like that one, very pretty. This one is like the roses, look like roses to me. And pretty pinks, corals, very pretty one there. And this final one is really lovely, like warm tones, but with that rich raspberry color mixed in. And of course, like all Stampin' Up! Designer Series papers, there's a little something on the back side. So there is this one that is coral, little geometric design. This one is almost like a little scalloped, well, a tile pattern really. And this one is geometric as well. So saffron and let's see, crushed curry and bumblebee look great with these colors here. And pool party, mint macaron look great with this brushstroke paper. More brushstroke paper. This is more pool party. Mint macaron would still look very nice with it. And this one is a warm. Love this one with magenta madness. Bumblebee would look great with it. And Calypso coral would look great with it too. So some really exciting designer series paper and some really exciting acetate papers that go with it. So this is really fun to play with. And the acetate papers have a gold side. And then they have a silver side. So both sides can be used. There are protectors on the paper so they don't scratch each other, probably in shipping, right? Oops, keep jumping to that. And so you just have to get the top corner and then pull that. And it's snug on there and you can barely see it. You'll likely make the mistake of trying to cut it. When it's on there, it's a little more difficult, not impossible, but it is a little more difficult. So nice to peel that off before you use it. Okay, so the other really cool thing, and I'm going to switch to my desk view right here so that you can see this a little bit better. And okay, so now we're down at my desk level. And the really fun thing about this paper is that the overlays or the acetates are overlays for several of the papers. So I'm getting those ready. This is the first one and probably to me like just pretty wildflower. And that one, so when I started to peel, it overlays the paper. It is not an exact match. It's more of an artist's sketch stroke, but boy, does that make that paper pop. So this is with it and it has the gold foiling. Not the greatest lighting, I understand. And then without. So they make super beautiful cards. You can get 6 cards that are an A2 standard size using this paper. I grabbed some different colored cardstocks as bases and I cut these up and added different sentiments from the stamp set. And I'll add on, I might embellish some more, add some rhinestones or pearls, depending on who I'm giving it to as I go. I could make these up and I could make a really lovely stack of gift cards as a hostess gift, which would be quite nice. Now the other paper that is good as a match is this one. And this has some very pretty flowers on it. So I have to scoot it around to make sure it matches. And nope, this. As that comes into focus. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Now my screen monitor here is showing this more reds than it is. It's actually, it's very corally pink with a little poppy parade mixed in. So in the center of these flowers, it's Night of Navy, and I would put it at a bumblebee or a crushed curry color. So that's a really lovely option. I don't think it fits on the other silver side, just to confirm. No, it's not lining up exactly. But with this one, I cut this one down to smaller cards sizes to use on a note card. So I was able to get of this size that goes nicely on top of a note card. Right there. I was able to get 8, measuring 4.5 inches by 3 inches, and then 4 measuring 3 by 3 at the bottom. So those could make up some really lovely sets to send out or cards to have on hand to use. Nice gift card size here. And for mine, I use glue dots to adhere them. And they stay quite sturdy. I'm only seeing 2 glue dots, and I guess the other one's there. So minimal glue dots, they stay in place very well. That would be your best option. This third piece does not have a matchup per se. It probably goes best with this one. When I look at this, I think of little mini sand dollars. So I think that that's kind of cute. I don't know if that's what they were intended to be or not. Probably not. Probably little flowers. But it does look nice. It's not an exact overlay, but it looks very nice on this sheet or plain. So I have another card here that I didn't use that paper, but I used more of the flower where I just laid it over pool party cardstock and just a couple of, so as you can see, I have a glue dot here, here, and here, strategically placed after I knew where I wanted to put my flower. And then I have, this is adhered with little BB glue dots on the card. And that's just some pool party ribbon and the best wishes stamped image. So I haven't actually shown you the stamp set yet. So this is the stamp set. It's a 2-step stamp. So this more full is the base, and then this is the accent. Accent is great for color, as you can see in this card and this one. And for each of these, I used a Stampin' Right marker to add the stamen to the center, because there is no center piece on these, but we have other tools to make that happen. So with this, there are lots of great greetings. I made a card here, and it says, because there are dies that go with this, of course, as a suite. Here are my dies. I keep them right in my case, and I outline them to make sure I put them away at the end of my crafting time. And these are the frames here that go right over that. So they have 2 different sizes, which is nice because they are shaped at the ends. To cut them down, they actually look a little bit awkward to me. So I did not cut mine down. I just cut my words if I needed to, or I use the smaller size. So there are the 3, the cluster of 3 with an accent stamp, and then these are accent stamps, and then this could be an accent as well for those, or on its own, I would imagine. So lots of options here. I did cut the words down. The die says, just want to say, and I wanted to say, just thinking of you. So I actually cut the I'm from the I'm thinking of you, And so that's its own stamp in my collection now. And because I'm going to use that more by itself than with the I'm on it. And then also to note, the images are at 85%. So that's always shown here on the front of the stamp set, just so you know. So, you know, don't look at that and think, oh, I need a piece of paper that small. Nope, it's much bigger, and it looks nice. Good, clear wording. Okay, so on this card, I do have the Gilded Leafing, which is part of this suite. It's a new product, and I really like it. Once you open the jar, I dumped half of it out into this box. Once you open it, you're not going to use it from the jar. You're going to want to find a clean box. This box is 7 inches by 7 inches. It has a lid to it, which is really important. You're going to want to store it. You might even want one that has like more of a Tupperware style lid or a Rubbermaid lid, so you don't bump it and knock it over, because it's so light and fluffy. I can't even feel it in my hands. It's static driven. And it's going to be on my hands. So do protect your surface. If you are working somewhere where you don't want gold embossing, then do protect your surface. And I wore older clothes when I did it too, and I was thankful for that at the end of the evening. So with this, I do have another video you can pop into to show how the heat and stick powder works. Very easy to work. So I did go through a jar of this almost for probably 25, 30 cards, but the heat and stick powder, I still have quite a bit of this left. So this one I don't see that I'm going to need to reorder that for at least, 2 or 3 more jars. So it's all good. And I say jar, but it's plastic, so not really a jar. Okay, so the ribbon that I have showing here is beautiful. It is also shimmery with gold. It does fray very easily, so I would wait and trim off your edges once you are done. This was my my first card that I made, and then after I did this one, I realized I need to trim the edges a little longer when I'm making the card, and so that gives me play to then go ahead and cut off any fraying that might have happened as I added the glue dots and the other images. So that's a good tip to remember. So it is a photopolymer stamp set, and you will want to use some kind of mat like I have here to go ahead and stamp your image. I got a nice clean image that way. If you don't, then your images may not be as rich as they should be. Here's one. I just went straight on my desk because I had been using the red rubber stamps. So with the photopolymer, it does make a difference on whether or not you have a base underneath. These are a slightly different color flowers, so that wasn't as much a difference. But I do see like it was a petal pink, I think, and it left more spots than the pumpkin pie one did. So I would really recommend a good cushy base. Now, to figure out as you go, how do I choose my flower colors? Because while the catalog only says 5 colors, there are 15 or more that go with it. I grabbed scrap paper as I went, so it would be a lot nicer if it were organized on nice 8.5 by 11 paper, but it's not. I didn't feel like redoing it. So my technique was just to do a petal pink here, stamp a bunch of petal pink, and then I noted all the different inks that I used as I went. What do I like? What goes with the paper I want to use? This one was pumpkin pie. This one was the bumblebee. And this one is blushing bride, which I didn't add to all the way yet because I guess I stopped and found what I liked sooner. So I think that's a really fun thing to do with this stamp set or any 2-step stamp set, because it lets you know what your options are, so you don't have to recreate each time you sit down to work on that project. So this is the note card that I made from the smaller cuts on the overlay paper. And this is an envelope that I have because I always like to dress up my envelopes. And that goes nicely with this card here. So let me bring them all back into view. So these are the cards that I have made so far with this suite. And I see lots of variety that I can do. So from really very simple to, you know, a lot of detail work that is, you know, special for someone. This is a card that people get and they're not going to throw it away right away. They're going to enjoy it. So I hope that you have found something that you really love about this set and that you use it and enjoy it and share what you make and make someone's day. Enjoy the Fine Art Floral Suite.